What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Thompson's podcast. This is our second episode. In this episode, we're going to be talking about how it's like being dog parents. I'm joined with my co-host and my lovely wife, Takoya.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our podcast. I'm super excited about this episode. It's kind of funny. It's Mother's Day today, so I guess it's fitting to talk about my baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Takoya is, I guess you can say she's a mother. She's a dog mother.
No, don't compare me to mothers. I know it's not the same. I don't want to.
Yeah, no. So we're going to talk about how that happened, what it's been like, and everything we've faced so far. I think this will be a very entertaining episode. What do you think?
I absolutely think so. And if you have pets of your own, I'm sure you can relate to many of these things.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so let's get into it.
And just a quick side note for our listeners who are interested in creating a podcast of their own, we highly recommend Anchor, which is the app that we use to create ours. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute the podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other platforms. And finally, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So if you haven't already, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Yeah, so I remember the day that we actually went and got Belly. And that was not the day that I thought I was actually going to bring home a dog.
Yeah, no.
It was actually interesting because early in our relationship, Leslie, you had told me a story about how a girl had a dog and you didn't really like the dog, or like you kind of had like an issue with the dog. Yeah. And so I didn't think you liked dogs like that. But when I told you I wanted to get one, you suggested that I go to the... What's it called? It's not the pound. Society. Yeah, the Humane Society. And I've never done that before. What made you tell us to do that?
Well, the reason why I did it, I remember in Walla Walla. But while I was there, I went to the dog pound, the Humane Society one day. And we were just walking through looking at all the pets. And I kid you not, the song "In the Arms of an Angel" started playing in my head every time I'd walk through that because of the dog commercials.
That's good marketing.
The commercials that would come on, and they'd show the dogs in the cages, and you would have the song "In the Arms of an Angel," and it got me right. I'd always get so sad, and I'd start tearing up and all that. It's like. But I'm trying to hide it. But I've always loved animals. I've always, I've had dogs growing up. So that always made me so sad. So this time I was like, you know what? Let's just go to the Humane Society.
I didn't really have much faith in going to the Humane Society, honestly, because I was trying to look up pictures of the dogs before I went there. And their Facebook page is really old and nothing was up to date. So honestly, I was just going there that day to just have a look. On the way over, Leslie asks, "So is this going to be your dog or is this going to be our dog?" And I was like, oh, this is kind of like a step in our relationship, which was funny because we didn't even live together at the time. So
yeah, but I just wanted, I haven't had a dog in a long time. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to feel like how I did as a kid when I owned dogs. Yeah. And dogs were great companions. So I was like, man, I'm dating this girl. I'm feeling her. I already prayed for her, so I know God put her in my life. We should go half and half on this dog.
This is going to be your son.
Yeah. So we decided to do it.
So we end up going to the Humane Society, and you can already hear the dogs, barking. And the guy opens the door, and the first kennel there is our boy Belly, or previously known as Oakley. Just sitting there, ears back, just looking right at you with his big old eyes.
Exactly.
Not a peep coming from him. Just tail wagging on the ground.
Yeah, and so right when we walked in and we saw him, you hear all the dogs, and I just saw Belly just sitting there, right? Instantly, I knew he was the one. So, we walked down playing like we're seeing the rest of the dogs. You see bigger dogs. All of them were up on the fence, All of them were like, up on the fence, super excited. But we came back down and Belly was just sitting there on his paws, not even saying anything, just looking up. Eyes just looked up at us. Yeah. I was like, Takoya, that's him right there. You want to know why I said that? I knew. We were looking for an outside dog, but he was kind of big, right?
No, I was looking for a small dog because I just wanted a small dog. Like, I was looking for, like, originally when I had the idea to get a dog, I was wanting to get, like, not necessarily like a Chihuahua, but like some sort of like small dog. So sort of like a Shih Tzu or something.
Oh, yeah?
And
I did not want a Shih Tzu.
Well, it wasn't going to be, I didn't know it was going to be your dog. I didn't know.
But after we made the decision that, okay, we'd
well, then we were halfway to the Humane Society and we got the first dog
so
we saw.
it was also a in-the-moment decision. It was very much in the moment. But
it's a decision I've never regretted.
No, right when we took him out of the cage, the first thing he did was like fall on his side and expose his belly, and he'd do that every time. He just lay down, so we'd be like, pet him, and he'd continually do it, even when we went to the front to pay for his fees and all that.
Well, no, more than that. Like he would like, as soon as we go down to pet him, he would just like lay down on his back and like show his belly, and then we'd like take a few steps, and then as soon as we'd stop for like half a second, he would just dive between your legs and just like open his lay on his back and just like be right underneath you, like legs spread, arms spread. So it was hilarious. Like, he definitely had a personality from the jump. But anyways, yeah, it was hilarious because I can see how you're gonna be as a father when you have your first kid, because your eyes lit up. You are just all about this dog. You were like putting them on your Snapchat and everything already. I was the one like doing all the paperwork and giving the license and paying the fees because Leslie was like too busy like playing with the dog. Yeah, he was loving it.
I'm just an animal guy.
Your face lit up.
Especially dogs. I love dogs. So it was just a moment for me where, I was like, okay, I'm going to have my buddy with me all the time now. Like, it was just one of those moments. It's
really funny, though, because Leslie, growing up, you've never had indoor dogs.
No. Nah. So, growing up, the only indoor dogs I've ever seen would be, like, those Shih Tzus or, like, Pomeranians.
Yeah.
But other than that, we don't really keep those dogs inside. We keep dogs outside. They'd either be tied up in the yard or out. Like they'd go come back when they please, and then they just doing their thing, chilling. But nah, this in the house thing, we don't really do.
Don't talk too loud. Belly will hear you and be like, he wants to move to the Bahamas.
Yeah, because I'm sure he wants to be outside way more than he is inside. But yeah, so that's pretty much how it happened. And he's been an interesting guy. He's been an interesting guy. Even when we first brought him over, he's been quiet. He really doesn't bark that much. I remember the first time we actually heard him bark, it was, how long did we have him? Like 2-3 weeks?
Honestly, no. I feel like we had him a lot longer than that. Like, he didn't bark for like the first few months, I feel like. But when he did bark, it was so weird. Like, the first time it was like a high-pitched, shrill, like, bark.
Yeah.
And then he didn't bark again for like another several weeks or so. Then the next time he barks, it was like a low bark.
Yeah.
And then time goes by, and then like it's just like every time there would be a different type of bark. It's like he's trying on different barks, and you just couldn't find his bark, so he wasn't confident enough to use it yet or something.
Yeah, it was definitely cool, watching all of it happen, because it's like we watched them kind of like go through those stages and grow up right before our eyes. I think that was really cool. That's
probably one of the main differences of having outdoor dogs and indoor dogs, because I'm kind of used to that because, I've had a lot of them.
But as far as, what made him so different than many of the other dogs that I've seen is, I'm not sure if he was trained before, but he only pottied in the house like once or twice, if that.
Got him whenever it's getting towards the end of fall, so it was definitely getting colder, and I feel like he's a bougie dog because he does not like to be out in the cold. So I think that he used to go to the bathroom so quick because he's like, yep, give me back inside, please.
Yeah. Yeah, but that potty training was pretty much a breeze. I'm not sure if he was really trained before, but we don't think so because we got him. They said he was about 4 months old when we got him.
No, he was 5 months old when we got him.
5.
Oh,
He was 4.
He was almost 5. He was almost 5.
So he was 4 months old.
And some change.
Sad.
You're right. You had to be 4 months, 36 days, lady. That many days in a month.
Anyways.
But you are forgetting, dear. You've forgotten because he's gotten so good at it. But he used to have a nervous pee. So he used to have this nervous pee. And the thing is, we got him from the shelter. And what the guy said is that the people who brought him there, their female dog accidentally got pregnant. And so they just brought the puppies to the shelter whenever they were old enough to be weaned off the mom. So when I first got Belly, he was afraid of everything. I remember I tried to take him for a walk around the block, but the cars driving by on the street would scare him. So he would just become like a dead weight and just stop and just not want to walk any further. He wouldn't want to go anywhere because he was just so afraid of everything. So, that ultimately resulted in him peeing, I guess. Or if he would get excited too.
Yeah, and it would happen at bad times, Like for instance, one time we were just on the bed watching a show, he hops on, he is trying to be all cute and, trying to cuddle up under us. And I don't know what happened. I don't know why he got scared, but all of a sudden something happened and he just started peeing on the blanket.
The reason because we started to catch on to the fact that he was a nervous peer or whatever. And so if you would tell him no for something, if you're trying to teach him something, he would get nervous and he would pee. And so you're like, how do I teach him to not pee if he just pees more when I tell him no, or whenever he's if he's chewing something up and you tell him no, he'll pee. Mm-hmm. And so, he did it on our bed before. And so one day he jumped up there and I was just trying to tell him get off the bed, but I was trying to do it in a nice voice because I didn't want
yeah.
I didn't want him to
can you get off the bed, please?
Like you're tiptoeing around your little puppy dog because you don't want him to pee your bed.
It's
you're
he has a cannon.
Yeah, no, seriously, it's like a little kid. You're up there, you're laying with your man, you're just talking, having a good time, or probably just talking, just enjoying yourself, and then all of a sudden he jumps up there, just looking at you, and you're like, okay, nobody move. Hey, Pelly, hey, because you can't get him too excited either, because that'll make him pee, and you can't make him scared, so you can't be scared until you're just hey there, boy, hey, whoa there, get down, Belly, and then he'd be like, what? Oh my gosh, like I said, you get better at these things because I learned that when you tell him down, we had taught him that means lay down. So when he was on the bed that time, and many times, I would say down, and he would lay down. And when I would get upset that he's not getting down, he would pee because he's like, what are you talking about? I'm doing what you're asking me to do. Yeah. So that's why I taught him off. And that has been a lifesaver.
Yeah. But going through that, that taught us patience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Patience. But, as time went on raising Belly, we started to feel sorry for him, especially me. I was like, I'm to work, Takoya's to work, and a lot of times Belly is just here by himself. He'd just be laying down on the rug, and I just feel so sorry for him, like he needs a buddy. So we decided to go and get him a friend, right? Do you want to tell this story, or you want me to tell it?
Well, you're really feeling sorry for him for a couple of reasons, though, because I think part of it stems from you not having indoor dogs. You don't really know how they're normally treated or how they're supposed to act or whatever inside. And the other part is you just watch a lot of Animal Planet. And so you really, I don't know, Leslie always likes to go around talking about how Belly should be free. And he's always taking his collar off and being like, he should... And it used to confuse me, too, because I couldn't figure out how the heck this dog was getting his collar off over and over again, too. I was just like, dang, and I literally threw one collar away thinking the collar was just bad, got in a whole nother collar, and the same thing started happening. I was like, whoa, this guy's Houdini. But come to find out, Leslie's just yeah, no, he's supposed to be a wild animal. He shouldn't have this around his neck at all times. Only when we have to have it on.
Because he doesn't, though. When you think about it, a dog is supposed to be wild, just like tigers are out there. We as humans, we have decided to take them in as pets. They didn't ask to be pets. And 2 to 1, they don't want to be pets. I guarantee you, your dog would rather be out there in the wilderness running around hunting for himself than to be inside tucked in at night. I can guarantee you that.
Spoken like a true bohemian with only outdoor dogs that would just go and come as they please.
Yeah, that's what my dogs did. But yeah, so to help him, we decided to get him a friend. And
oh yeah,
that was something else. It's actually funny too. So
for me, I don't know if he's just acting strange or if it's just the fact that I've never had one single dog. I've always had like 2 dogs at one time. Like I've never had a dog without another dog around. So I've always grew up having dogs that would play with each other, and that's kind of like the fun for itself. And that coupled with Leslie feeling bad for Belly being all by himself, it only seemed natural for us to try to get him a brother. And honestly, we didn't go out seeking for it. There was just a customer of mine at the bank that offered me a dog, a puppy. I said, send me a picture. Man, that boy was cute as heck. And the funny thing is, too, is like, Leslie was the one that was really wanting the dog.
Yeah.
He was really wanting the second dog.
Just to paint you guys a picture, Belly is a red heeler with pit mix. If you want to see how he looks, he actually has his own Instagram. Takoya created that. His name is Belly the Red Healer.
Belly _red_red_healer. Just it sounds weird when you say it.
It does, but if you want to see him, just type that in on Instagram and it'll bring you guys.
And give your boy a follow. Page. Hello.
Yeah. But anyways, you can finish.
But anyways, so this puppy was like 8 weeks old yeah. No. He was almost 12 weeks old because he had his next shots were due at the end of the week. So we got him on a Sunday.
Man, listen, I was happy when she pulled up. She said she was going for it, so I gave her my car and she went out.
How you felt when I even brought it up, because he had really been wanting the puppy for a long time.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of trying to be like the logical one. I showed that boy the picture and it was over. Like he was like, oh yeah, that's super cute.
Yeah, so I got her to, say yes and go for it. So she went, picked up the dog, and when she came back, I was just sitting here and I, saw through the window that she pulled up. I peeked through and I saw the dog. Tell me why. Right when she opened the door, the dog just ran into me. And I was happy. I was like, yes, we got another dog. Him and Belly, they were best friends from the jump.
Well, they were each other's play toys.
Yep, they would play. Listen, it was all cool and fun and games for about, I'd say, a couple days. Then it got old real quick. Belly and this dog was like a menace, okay? he was a menace.
To society and to Belly mostly.
We would try, let's start off with the partying. We would try to potty train him.
Oh my God.
It was bad. And it's a puppy, so I felt bad. I was like, okay, I don't want to spank him. We shouldn't spank him. We should be able to say, bye, boy. No. But he would pee, and he would know he's peeing.
Look back
and
at you.
Exactly. He would know that he shouldn't be peeing. It got so bad to the fact where Belly, our other dog, now we had 2 of them inside. We had 2 of them inside the house. Belly, they would be playing, right? Belly would watch him pee. Right when the dog is peeing, you would see Belly walk across the room and go to his kennel with his tail tucked in, because he knows that dog is in trouble. But the dog would do it, and then he would just run around. He would get spanked, and he still would continually pee inside. The next thing was sound. This dog and Belly would play all of the time. Whenever they were out, all you hear is rah, rah, rah. It sounded just like that.
Yeah, because one of the things that we love about Belly is his very quiet self. Like he doesn't make a lot of noises. Like we said, he barely barks. He started to bark a little bit, but not too much. This dog, he would just play with Belly, and the entire time it's like he sounds like he's like trying to literally murder him. He's like, just like the whole time. Yeah. But imagine he's a little 8-week puppy versus Belly, and so he's not really doing much damage, but he was loud. And it was almost like I feel like a wind-up toy that if you are like pick up the toy and you wind it up, you let it go, it's just gonna go. But it's kind of funny because I feel like when I went to go pick up the puppy, the people that gave him to me were saying, yeah, we've been trying to work with him. So
we should have known, man.
The thing is there was like warning signs, but I really wanted the puppy.
So we saw the warning signs and continued on.
They're like, if he ever gets too hyper, just put him on his back like this and hold him down. And I was like, okay. And I'm like, this little guy, what's he gonna get too hyped for? What do you mean? And I'm like, no, that kid would definitely.
And the last telltale sign was when she said, "Oh, if he's too much, bring him back." She left that option open. Listen, that's how you know this dog was a menace. She was thinking, you know what? It's a chance that she is gonna see how crazy this dog is. So we're gonna give her some hope. And man, did we take advantage of that hope. It wasn't long before we called them back up.
So yeah, it wasn't all roses for sure. But for the first few days, we're like, yeah, it's okay. We're gonna teach him. But the thing is like, it was hard, like we said. I would take this man outside for 15, 20-minute walks trying to get him to pee or poop or anything. And he comes in and immediately pees and poops within the next 5 minutes that you're not like looking at him. And so I know that those are things that you just come along with getting a puppy. But one of the nights, Leslie and I were just sitting there and like, y'all, let me tell you, it was like literally the day before we got him. Life was great. It was just me, him, and Belly, and we could lay down and we could watch a show, and it was fine.
Quiet.
Now you can't watch a show. You can't watch a show for 5 minutes. You have to get up. You have to clean up pee. Then he's hurrying with Belly. So then you try to put him in a kennel to tell him to calm down a little bit, but then he's howling. So both are like, we don't have kids. We're not putting up with this for a reason. Like, we can't.
Honestly, it was a decision had to be made, and to this day, I don't regret it.
Not a bit.
It had to be done. Like, we already had one dog. The idea of having two was good and dandy, but because we're still young, we still want to travel. And we don't have kids, so we shouldn't be going through unnecessary stress, especially in a new marriage.
For some, yeah, no.
Yeah, I was like, no, we should be able to enjoy ourselves. Feel free to like, if we want to go out of town on a date, go. Or if we want to travel, we could, find somewhere to take care of one dog instead of two.
And not only that, Belly is a special type of dog in the way that he doesn't make a lot of noise, like I said, and he's a great travel dog. We've taken long road trips to Portland with him, to Walla Walla. We've taken him to many places, and he loves car rides. He just sits back, relaxes, and enjoys the ride, honestly. Yeah. Having him wasn't a big deal, but having two was a problem.
Too much.
And I don't even think Belly cared for it that much because he couldn't get a break like that. And he just always wanted to chew his face off, essentially. He just wanted to chew his face. Like, he wasn't a menace. It's just we accepted.
That's not front. He was a menace.
Yes. But that's called a puppy. And that's the point I'm trying to say. LJ, listen.
My puppies were not that bad.
Dude, you had them outside. How do you know what they were? What are you talking about? It's a whole different thing.
We take them out. The ones that were tied up or in cages, we take them out to play with them.
Yes, but you didn't have to potty train them because they're outside all the time.
Yeah.
So, but no, so I'm saying, he would have been a good dog, and you have to teach them all these things. But we had to come to the realization that why are we putting ourselves through that? Like you said, if that's not the way we're trying to live our life. Whenever we do have kids, sure, we can have more dogs, and because then we're already taking care of people, and it's going to be what we're having to do, but...
Yeah, so we had to make a power move there, but...
I felt so bad, too, because I was like, I have never in my 27 years ever done something like this, like take a pet and then give it back. I felt so awkward, like taking her up on her offer, because, because she said that, and I was like, oh, no, I'm sure it'll be fine, but let's just try it out.
Nope.
Needless to say, getting him a brother was a good experiment, but he is absolutely happy to be a spoiled only child.
But altogether, this was the story of Belly, how he became a valued member of our, Thompson family. Yeah.
We honestly almost got him in the caricature. We thought about it after we already got it finished, and so, might happen soon anyways.
Yeah, we were super close, but just want to thank you guys for tuning and listening to our stories. We hope you guys found some humor inside of it. So, this was how Belly became a valued member of our family. Thank you guys for tuning in for this episode. We can't wait for you guys to join us for the next one. Until next time.
Ta-ta for now.
Peace out.